About a month ago, I moved to a small village in rural Sweden to live at an artists' commune for video game developers. So it turns out my last fortune cookie was completely accurate, but there's no fun in being an international man of mystery unless you can force other people to listen to stories of your travels, which is why I'm here to explain in vivid detail my expedition across the Atlantic, starting with the place all great expeditions begin, New Jersey. There she is, the Pearl of the Americas, Newark Airport. From there, it was a quick flight over to Copenhagen Airport, a venue that is very proud of its lack of taxes. And guess what? Only 2 people vomited on the plane ride there. Then on the train through Denmark, I got to see some of the scenic vistas of northern Europe from a distance, like a windmill farm and a beautiful fleet of hot air balloons floating over this expansive forest, and there was this outpost in the back. Oh wait, never mind, that's just New Jersey again. My next stop was the Swedish city of Växjö, which is pronounced like this.
Växjö. Or as some people in the north of Sweden would say, Växjö.
And spelled like this. I immediately came across a Texas Longhorn Steakhouse, so at first I was thinking I'd fit right in until I looked closer at the menu and realized that they had 2 burgers named the Ugly American and the Beautiful Swede. After trying one of each, I took a bus out to beautiful sunny Växjö, Sweden, which is where I'm staying now. It's a town of less than 1,000 people, so landmarks are pretty limited, but there is 1 cow statue, 1 grocery store, and I suppose now 1 ugly American. The name of the compound is Spelkollektivet. It's a really cool place, but before I get into any of the broader amenities, I think it's time for my semi-perennial room tour video. Here I am staying in North Wing, room number 3. Here is my bedroom. It's nothing all too terribly fancy, but I figure I'll just go around. So here's an engagement ring I keep around in case the opportunity presents itself. This book, I have no idea what this book is, but the first night I was here, I stole it from the Lost and Found to return home to my local library as a foreign conquest, sort of British Museum style. Here's a passport. Well, here's my passport. Here is my bed. I have an MLB pillowcase, little taste of home, taste of baseball. This is pretty old though. It's from back when the Montreal Expos were still a team, so it's kind of vintage. But yeah, and then the other thing with my bed is you can tell it's falling apart here a bit. And, it's my own fault, right? If I've been told once, I've been told a million times, don't play with a chisel in bed. But, sure enough, what happened. They gave me 2 laundry baskets, which is good, but it's not quite enough. I go through a lot of clothes, so I also rigged this up as well. I try to do laundry at least once a day, sometimes more if I'm able. And then this is embarrassing. I don't know why I'm filming this video. I haven't even finished unpacking, but I don't know, it's just hard to work up the motivation. Every time I open this up, I just get lethargic. And then they gave me a lot of hangers, which is good. I can hang my socks up separately instead of in pairs. Over here, there's a hole with a bunch of cables poking out of it. And then on my desk, look, they give me, this was in the flight over here. On the plane, they gave me free earbuds, which was super cool. I got to listen to music for the first time. And then this is an adapter because I guess you can't see from this angle, but they don't have electricity over here, so the outlets are different. And I have to convert it from Magic of the Fae folk, or I forget what they call the energy source, something like that. And then here's a mug. I drink so much tea, I've somehow tattooed the Lipton logo in the bottom of the mug. Really not sure how that happened, but whatever. And then here's my view of the outside. You can see the Spelkollektivet sign. It's mostly covered by shrubs, but there it is. And then here is the window. I don't know how to close it. I've yet to figure out, I can't close it from these 2 inches, but that's okay. Leave it open a crack in case any new roommates want to crawl in. And then we have these blackout curtains. Now, they're not perfect, but whatever, they do a good enough job. And they're very necessary because the days in Sweden in summer are very, very long. Sunset is at something crazy, 10:45 p.m. or something like that. And then sunrise is at 10:46 p.m. every day. So, the days get pretty bright. Believe it or not, it's actually midnight as I'm filming this. But what that also means is that's why I put my pillow at the foot of the bed instead of up by the headboard, is because I want to face away from the light, away from the window, which is, I guess, a good hint for any of my prospective assassins out there. You can have that one for free. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's everything going on here. And I think this time around I also recorded some footage of the house, so you can see some of that as well. I wanted to start here with the dining room. Like most dining rooms, it has a green screen set up for Twitch live streams. Typically, the food that's served is traditional Swedish fare, hot dogs. But the hot dog rules are very strict. Do not mess with the hot dog rules. Don't even try to mess with the hot dog rules. There is a very large number of bathrooms here, like 14 or something, and each bathroom comes with at least one spider in case you forget yours. I definitely have, so that's been convenient for me. There are a lot of rooms as well that have been converted into game dev offices. My office is definitely one of the more boring ones, but whatever, it keeps me from getting distracted, so it's fine. I have my laptop here, and I also have this chocolate bar to look at whenever I need an affirmation. In addition to the workspaces, there's a lot of resources for the game developers living here. For example, there's a tiny little library of relevant books in this cozy corner, and there's also a sound studio, which is where I'm recording this voiceover right now. I think my favorite thing about the house is all the posters and artwork that are on the walls, because these come from games that were created by developers while they were staying here, which is just like such a cool vibe, like I really do love it. And my least favorite thing about the house is that I've yet to see another human being here. Like when I first arrived, I initially thought I was in the wrong place, but then I saw a framed portrait of myself in the lobby. Don't remember taking that photo, but they had a bunch of other faces up too, so I guess I'm just like the latest one or whatever. But yeah, like everywhere I go, there's signs of life, like it was recently abandoned, sort of. But I've been exploring around, and I am fairly certain that I'm by myself here in this building, or at the very least, I haven't seen anyone else. So, if any of this game design stuff seems interesting, or any of this like general sort of artsy stuff seems interesting to you, I would really recommend coming out to Spell Collectivet so that I have someone else to talk to or to eat. And that pretty much covers it. It's been a wonderful experience staying here. I've gotten the chance to make progress on a lot of different creative projects, which is always good. It is still funny that I'm not having like this big European adventure. Like it really is just this one town in Sweden. Whatever. I mean, it'd be cool to visit other places as well while I'm here, right? I hear Stockholm is very nice to the north. Although I'd be scared if I visit Stockholm, I might fall in love with it. I don't think I'd ever want to leave. Like I said, though, it's been super rewarding being here and inspiring, to be surrounded on all sides by this culture of like scrappy, independent game developers who in many cases are barely scraping by, right? But continuing to create, continuing to pour their all into this because of the innate human need to express themselves through art, regardless of whether or not the market is kind to it. And in that same spirit, I encourage you to tune into the next episode of Room Tour, in which I move to Orlando, Florida, and begin my employment with Walt Disney World Resort, operated by Disney Experiences, a division of the Walt Disney Company. See you real soon.